Hi guys, welcome back to Dimitra's Dishes. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a Pakistani style potato stir fry. That's a perfect vegetarian dish for any time of the day or night. You can have this for breakfast, wrapped up in an omelet, or just serve it as a main course if you want to have something light. This is actually my son, my eldest son, who went away for college. Yes, he went away for college. This is his favorite meal, so I'm making it so that way you guys can learn how to make it and he can learn how to make it. It's super simple. We're going to go over the ingredients and then we're going to get started. All we need for the spices first, we need some salt, crushed red pepper flakes, some turmeric powder, and some cumin seeds. And then I have some onions that have been cooking in here and some olive oil. We're going to come close and see what they look like in just a few minutes. And then some potatoes that I've sliced over here. I'm going to slice my last potato and then we will move on to the next step. Alright, so really what you want to do, this is a medium to small size potato, so I'm just going to go ahead and slice this into thin slices. Some of the potatoes were really big, so what I did was I cut them in half and then I went on slicing them like this. But you really want thin slices because this cooks pretty fast. And the thinner they are really, the better it's going to turn out. So you're looking for somewhere between this and this, really. I'm not measuring. You don't have to either. Okay, so now I'm going to add my cumin seeds to my onions, but let me show you what the onion should look like. So I've cut the onions into like medium-sized pieces, and they've been cooking until they're nice and golden. This took about 15 minutes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my cumin seeds. For this amount of potatoes, it's about 2 tablespoons. But really you can add less if you're not crazy about them. But the cumin seeds really add a really nice earthy flavor. Now I'm just going to saute them for about 30 seconds so they can kind of toast a little bit in the oil and the onions. Like that, they're ready. The heat is on pretty high. And now I'm going to add all of my potatoes to this. This was 4 medium-sized potatoes that I sliced. So I'm going to begin by adding like 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt. And then I'm going to taste it in the end if it needs more. And I like lots of spice to this, so I'm going to put lots of crushed red pepper flakes. If you're not a big fan of crushed red pepper flakes, or if it's too hot for you, go ahead and add some black pepper to your liking. And then this turmeric powder, which adds lots of nice color and lots of great health benefits. Now I'm just going to add just a tiny bit of water to this. First I'm going to give it a nice mix. And then I'm going to add like less than even 1/4 cup of water to this, just to add a little more moisture so that way they don't stick on the bottom. So just like this much water, just a little bit. I'm going to leave the heat on very high. Give it a nice mix. Put the lid on the pan. Everything is nice and incorporated, so I'm going to put the lid on the pan and let this cook, and I'm just going to go in and like stir it every 5 minutes so that way it doesn't burn, and I'm going to keep cooking it on a pretty high flame until they're nice and tender and almost cooked. Alright, so the potatoes have been cooking on high for about 5 minutes. I'm just giving them a nice mix to make sure that they don't burn and stick to the bottom of the pan, and I'm reducing the heat to like a medium-low, so that way they can continue to cook without burning. And I'm going to let them cook for about 15 more minutes like this, and I'll check on them. Alright, so it's been 15 minutes and they look like what they're supposed to look. Now make sure you make these, they're super flavorful. Yes, this is what they're supposed to look like. So they're supposed to be tender when you cut into them with a fork or the spatula. At this point I'm going to turn the heat off. And if some of them look like they need a little bit more cooking, they'll cook with the residual steam and the heat that's left over in there, but you definitely don't want to take it past this state, otherwise they're going to begin to start mushing and then they'll be more like mashed potatoes. Those taste pretty good too, but leave it like this, they're much prettier. So I'm just going to chop up this parsley. You could use cilantro also in this recipe, but I had parsley growing in the backyard, so I'm going to use this. Just a nice rough chop. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. Add some nice freshness. If you wanted, you could also cut some fresh green chilies, like serrano chilies, and chop them up if you want them if you want it to be a little more spicy, but I like it pretty basic and simple like this. There you go. This is what it's supposed to be. It's so yummy. Make sure you give it a try. You can eat it in the morning also, filled in a nice omelet, or boil some eggs and serve this, or serve it on the side of any meat that you want. It's really good. Give it a try. So that's it in under 30 minutes, counting also the time that it took to soften up the onions and cook them until they're nice and golden. Then it takes just about 15 minutes for the potatoes to be ready. You have yourself a nice side dish or a nice vegetarian meal. Make sure you give it a try. I always put the link in the description box down below, and the link will take you directly to the website with the exact measurements and everything like that. Post your comments down below, share pictures with me on my Facebook page, and I will see you guys next time. Bye everyone.